Hi everybody, I'm Lynn Schneider, the Director of Marketing and Communications here at Shell Point, and today I get to do what I really love, which is interview one of the residents here at Shell Point. But not just any resident, this is one of the most creative men I have ever met, Herb Sklar, who lives in Eagles Preserve with his lovely wife Sheila, and today we're going to be talking about yet another new project that you have created from out of nothing, which is what I love about creativity. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. It's called Friends and Neighbors. And I'm very curious. We're going to start first with what led you to start this project?
Okay. Well, I was recovering. And I couldn't paint at my easel. It was just too much, mixing the paints and standing there and then cleaning up. So somebody mentioned about digital painting. And I got into digital painting. And let me tell you right from the beginning, it's not an app. You can't download an app that'll take your photograph and make it into digital painting. The portraits that you're going to see take me about 35 hours.
A piece.
A piece, oh yeah,
That's right.
35
So
hours.
This is really a creative process. And you start by taking a picture?
Yeah, well, you know what? I start by taking a photograph, which I would normally do. I use the same technique as when I was making portraits in oil or acrylic. I take photos for reference, and then I make a line drawing on the canvas. But here's where it changes. I make the line drawing on the iPad, and I use the mini iPad. It just feels good in my hand, and I could turn it. And after that line drawing, I now have the ability to print out to a metal print, canvas, or paper. So it's a lot different than just drawing on the canvas. Now, think about digital painting in this way, okay? It's very neat. There's no mess around, okay? And it's like a closet filled with art supplies. Any kind of pens, inks, brushes, every color imaginable. And you don't pay for the art supplies, and you never run out of it, and you don't have to clean up anything.
That's an artist's dream.
It is. It's all done digitally.
So you started, just like Rembrandt, with a self-portrait.
Oh, you always have to do a self-portrait.
Just to get the kinks out, right?
Right.
So you started this, you had your line drawing, and then how did you begin to fill in with the color?
Okay, well, I started with the, I wanted to make these very, very exciting in color, okay? So I started with probably warmer and stronger color than I would normally use, and I applied different techniques, and it's just like painting. You put one layer over another layer, and the program has layers. So if I'm doing something, let's say eyes, oh, I don't like it, I just get rid of that layer.
And it doesn't mess up the rest of the piece.
It doesn't mess up the rest of the piece.
Which is great. And I noticed one of the things that truly makes this like portrait painting is, just as you said, it's the shadows and the shading and the different color on top of color. And so you're saying that each of those are a layer.
Right.
And so you can really finesse and make your color choices to the nth degree.
Oh, yeah.
This next one is your beautiful wife, Sheila.
Yes, it is.
There we go.
I use more of a softer technique. Yes,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So after I've painted it on the iPad, okay, I bring it over to my computer. My computer's a lot larger. So now I can see the details and make any final adjustments. Then I send it over to my printer. Now I happen to have a 9-ink cartridge photo printer, which is, most people don't have.
I was going to say, that explains the quality of this
yeah, and it goes a little
print.
further. When you print most things, you print it at 1440 DPI. When I print these, I print it at 5760, which is 4 times the amount, which gives you all the detail.
I see. Here's another one, and I'll be curious to know if our residents recognize some of these folks. So let's hold it up and then tell us who this is.
Well, that's Jerry Langberg.
There you go. All right, now what I liked about this one is you really zoomed in closer on his face.
I try to vary them. If you remember when I was doing the black and white photography of the nonagerians, they all had props. Okay, well, there are no props here. So I needed the poses and to get their personality out from them, you know.
It really impressed me because as soon as I saw it, you can see him so clearly, his eyes, his smile. It's very much
you.
appropriate to him. I mean, it really does
Well, you
bring
know,
him to mind. It's
Lynette,
beautiful.
a likeness, I think, is really important in a painting. And you only get a real likeness in a photograph.
Of course.
Okay, so I do try to capture a likeness, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing to me is to draw out their personality, and of course with a likeness. The next one is our wonderful gal who cleans the apartment every Friday.
Isn't that beautiful? So, Cecilia, what you've done here, and again, this is something that I've seen in a few of these, is you have some shading on one side, which really illuminates the other. Now, here's somebody that I know all the artists will definitely recognize, right?
Sandy Ellis.
There's Sandy, right?
Right at you.
You know, and that's very much, Sandy is a very forthright person, and she comes right in, you know, head first. And I love that also, first of all, it's interesting to me, the color. To achieve that real look, the very much looks like Sandy, and yet you see the little blue streaks, you see a little bit of pink, a little bit of yellow, so it would look so one-dimensional if it was just all one color.
Right.
But there are multiple colors to make that up.
Well, the most beautiful thing of this particular technique is that you try it. You don't like it? Erase it, try again.
That's another really interesting technique. That
you're going to show
shows
one,
your
and I got to
artistry.
tell you, I appreciate George. So I asked George Waters if I could take his picture, and he happened to go to the
has a
doctor,
boo-boo.
the dermatologist, and he showed up that way. So I said, I don't know if I could paint the bones underneath, you know, but let me take the picture. And I took the picture and I made the painting, and it was so stirring. You just can't
It's
take your
compelling.
eyes off it.
It
so
is.
I had some fun,
It
and I
is.
entered
It's so
it
funny.
in two gallery shows, you know. It won twice and won a
Isn't that
special
something?
merit.
Isn't
Yeah.
that something? But I like it, and there's something compelling about it. It
Oh,
makes
yeah,
you
you
look,
can't take
know?
your eyes off
Yeah,
it.
I really like it. And
I
boy,
also too, I did the shading a little differently.
it
in the
is more
colors.
blue-green
Yeah.
versus the black. I like it.
And all of the portraits are done life size. If you take your hand and you go like this, that's usually the size of a face.
Oh,
So
okay.
I always make them a little bigger to give it
Okay.
a little more impact.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing this. I can't
You're
wait
more
to
than
see
welcome.
more as you start to create more of these,
Well,
and it's an exciting project.
Maybe as I do that over the year, the direction will change. I don't know. I let it dictate to me.
Yeah, let it speak to you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us,
Okay,
Herb.
thank
It
you.
was
Done.
really good to see these, and I really appreciate you sharing them with us today.
More than welcome. Thank you.